the Rimrocker Trail with Frank and Beans. We had so much fun. We started this video with our first spot where we camped overnight. It was so cool. Everywhere you looked, there was caves, trails going into caves where they had cleared the rocks, mining equipment, drill steels, old cans, different things. It was such an amazing. Look at the prickly pear cactus in bloom. There's one of the first caves that we saw. This cave was really cool. We went inside of it. It went a little ways back. I didn't want to go too far in. It didn't make me feel real comfortable being in there. So I turned around and came back. It was pretty clean inside there though. There I go in my little flip-flops. Gonna check it out. Here's Frank and Beans running in to see what we could see. Doot-de-doo, doot-de-doo, doot-de-doo. All right, they were afraid we were going to see something and they were going to miss out. So they came running out. Here's another one that's really cool. Look at this cool barrel. It's a really heavy steel barrel. They don't make them like that anymore. There we go. Look how far it goes in. It goes in quite a ways back, and then they have sealed it. Here goes the dogs checking it out. Here goes Beans. Here comes Frank. Couldn't let Beans see something that he didn't see. Here they come. Doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. Oh, Frank and Beans. Beautiful flowers. There's one that had way too much stuff in it to get in. There's our camp. We had some gorgeous views. It's right above Yerevan, overlooking where Yerevan was and where the ballpark is down below. Beautiful mountain views way off. There's getting the charcoal started so we could get some dinner going. We're going to have a little bit of, you can see I'm getting the steaks seasoned there. I've got some potatoes in the pan on the stove. There's the refrigerator. That's our setup. There's Frank. He's tired. Taking a little rest. There's our steaks on there with a little bit of garlic bread to go with our potatoes. Here's the finished product. Doesn't get any better than that. Beautiful cactus. Here is some stakes that had some tarish putty around that kept them in the ground. This was cool. I think it held this barrel, probably like a water supply. Here's another one of those stakes. I was calling these cabbages, not sure what they were. More prickly pear. Beans climbing up the rocks. Here's a drill steel. We saw several of those around. And then we saw a bunch of these rocks that had all these holes in it where it had washed out and made hollow spots in holes in the rocks. They were really cool. Not sure what they're made out of. Look at this prickly pear. It had hundreds of blooms on it.
God bless America, place I call my home. God bless America, land I know and love. Home of the brave and land of the free. In my heart and soul, God bless America, God bless my home, God bless the working hands, keeping hope alive. God bless their willingness and all they sacrifice. God bless all the blood, the sweat and the tears. I pray that you stay strong. God bless America. bless all the dreamers who still choose to dream. I pray your time will come. The home of the brave and land of the free. God bless your heart and soul. God bless America.
Just thought we ought to show you just how much fun the dogs have. They love to have the window rolled down. I like to keep the window up a little bit so they don't fall out, because they get to leaning out, and we don't want them falling out. So we keep the window up just a little bit so that it will keep them from leaning out. Beans was on my side and Frank was leaning out the other side. So they were having a great time.
This is how we country down in the boondocks. This is how we country out in the sticks. Bonfires, mud tires, cowgirls, and cold beer. This is how we country, how we do this. Yeah, it's time to get your country on. Moving that dirt till it hurts, strike payday. Cash that check in a one-horse town. Punching that clock non-stop till the weekend. Ice up the beer, throw the tailgates down. Find a dirt road that no one knows, light a bonfire. Find a George Strait song, turn it to 10. Kick up your boots, raise the roof on a good night. Time to get rowdy with a few good friends. It's finally Friday, ain't going down till the sun comes up. Doing things our way, living that simple life that we love. This is how we country down in the boondocks. This is how we country out in the sticks. Bonfires, mud tires, cowgirls, and cold beer. This is how we country, how we do this. This is how we country up in the holler. This is how we country off an old dirt road. Skull rings, denim jeans, whiskey bent and hellbound. This is how we country, this is how we roll. Find someone to kiss, don't miss what the good Lord's laid out in front of you. It's your turn, so pop a top, don't stop, take a sip, pass it on. It's time to fly, so get ready to burn. The night is young, we just begun, ain't no turning back now. So lock up those hubs and hold on tight. It's time to get crazy, whole lot of insane. Drop it down and forth for the ride of your life. Take it to the edge, we're sleeping, we're dead. Ain't going down till the sun comes up. Pick up speed, feeling free, living that simple life that we love. This is how we country down in the boondocks. This is how we country out in the sticks. Bonfires, mud tires, cowgirls, and cold beer. This is how we country, how we do this. This is how we country up in the holler. This is how we country off an old dirt road. Skull rings, denim jeans, whiskey bent and hellbound. This is how we country, this is how we roll. This is how we, this is how we country. This is how we country, this is how we, this is how we country. This is how we country. This is how we country down in the boondocks. This is how we country out in the sticks. Bonfires, mud tires, cowgirls, and cold beer. This is how we country, how we do this. This is how we country down in the boondocks. This is how we country out in the sticks. Bonfires, mud tires, cowgirls, and cold beer. This is how we country, how we do it. This is how we country up in the holler. This is how we country off an old dirt road. Skull rings, denim jeans, whiskey bent and hellbound. This is how we country, this is how we roll.
It's just so gorgeous here. Look at this, where the rock is overhanging and you're gonna go underneath the trees and almost underneath a rock. Just beautiful. Just like a little oasis down in there with all the water and springs and stuff. What a beautiful, beautiful day. Here we are just past the sign where now you have to camp in designated spots because we are getting real close to Buckeye Reservoir now. Just a sign saying information's ahead. There'll be a little sign up here talking about the area and Buckeye Reservoir and a little map area and things. All right, we've made it to where you can turn off and go into the campground into Buckeye. We decided to go ahead and drive through this again. One thing that shocked us when we looked over and saw was just how low the water was. Like I said, the water is just so low. You would think this time of year, the end of May, that it would be the highest it's probably going to be all year. But it's a long ways from being full. Look at that. Crazy. It's got a long ways to go. It's still pretty. I think we saw a deer down there getting water right there. And then there was also a duck down there with the deer. Maybe they're friends. Wild iris. I had forgotten about the fields of wild iris. They're just so pretty. We thought these guys were pretty awesome. The Ray Mesa Fuels Reduction in Habitat Area. It's time to cook dinner again. Seasoning up some steaks, putting them on the grill. This rock you're going to see is pretty cool. It kind of looks like petrified wood. That looks like where there was a branch. Yucca. Some oak. Look at these gorgeous flowers. I just thought this was really cool. Those trees are so big. Another interesting rock. Wish I could find the other piece. Here's a rock with some of the black that the Indians would write on. And here is our camp, just not too far from where we camped the previous night. We just did a huge circle. This area had a lot of cactus. The dogs weren't real thrilled. Cleaning up Frank and picking out cactus. Look at all the birds. There was so many birds flying around. I don't know if they were eating the bugs. We got ate up with no-see-ums, and maybe that's what they were eating. I'm not sure. This is our camp the second night. Dogs are looking out the window. There's Frank. You can see Beans a little bit. There's Frank. Beans in the background. They were ready for bed. Here's Beans. He was chilly, so he's hanging out inside my sweatshirt. He's pretty spoiled. There's my boys, Frank and Beans. Prickly pear. Picking up camp, getting ready to head home. There's Frank. He's sad. He doesn't want to go home. A little bit about the early history.